What is going on, 5-9 Direct crew? It is Jared, aka Lethal One, up here with James, aka Ironcane. And day 2 of PAX, we did it. It's done. It feels like it went by fast. Because I told them that too. I was like, it feels like it went really, really fast this time for whatever reason.
Well, the big change from today compared to yesterday is that there was a huge influx of people. Saturday is like the prime time. I feel like it's probably going to be the most packed day at PAX. Friday, people got to take off from work and stuff like that. Where like Saturday, people are normally off, so it's a big difference there. Like we're staying at the Sheraton Hotel, and that's where people get their badges. That's where they do the vaccine checks and things like that. And the line was out in the streets. It was out in the street, and it
wrapped around the building.
Yeah,
like the other side.
Like an entire block. And I asked the guys, like, hey, what is this line for? Like I thought maybe it was for something special, and no, people were just getting their badges. So it was insane the amount of people that showed up today. So unfortunately, we really didn't get to check out too many games today compared to yesterday, just because of the influx of people. The lines were a lot longer, but we did get to play a few games. But the big thing today, Jared, I'll let you take care of right now.
I was gonna for last.
Oh, the Reggie thing?
Yeah, but I guess we can make it first. That's like a big thing. That's okay. We'll start off the video with that one instead. How about that? We're gonna talk about the panel that we got to go to, which was it was more focused on like indie games, but it featured Rogue Games, which is really great, with a bunch of other of the developers for some of the upcoming games, and some that I think are out, and some that are going to be coming out. And then not just them, they were joined by the Nintendo madman, that awesome guy that is Reggie Fils-Amie. He was there. We got to see that, and then what's cool is. Insert clip. Put that clip right there. Put the
clip
right there.
Right next to us, dude.
Put the clip right there.
You could've
he walked right next to us. I'm talking. This guy was like, here I am, right here. He is like
he walked down
walking distance right next to us.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool to not only just kind of breathe in the same space as Reggie Fils-Amie, but it was cool because I don't know. It's hard to explain it, but like just. What a entrance. I don't know about you, but like what a entrance, because I remember we looked at one spot, we were like, I don't see nobody, and then you just see him walking down the freaking aisle from the back of the room.
Like WWE, bro.
Yeah, like it was, like I'm saying, it was what an entrance. It was just him walking from the back, and him just coming up, and then he went from like one side and he came to our side, and that's when he entered up to the stage, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, this was this whole thing was actually streamed, by the way, so
yeah, I want to say the PAX footage might still be up. I'm not too sure. It might be a thing where they're only doing it at the time of, because they're trying to make it as close to like a real kind of event as you would in person, but we can talk about it. So we're here for right now anyway. So yeah, Reggie was there along with Rogue Games, and it was really cool to just talk about indies, because I think we talked about this a little bit before, but like indies is it's something that not a lot of people put too much time into. Indie games is not the most popular thing in the world, but it is an important piece because there's so many cool like iterative and just really cool like brand new ideas that you might see in indies that you might not see in sometimes to bigger AAA games, right?
The panel was inspiring, dude. It made me want to want
the developers. Oh my god.
Yeah, wanted me to like make a game. I'm like, damn, bro, I want to make an indie game. Like they didn't make it sound easy, but they're like, do it. They just like made you like pumped about indie games.
I think me and James, we were really just like really connecting with one of the developers for it was for Sprawl. I think he was the creator for it actually.
Yeah.
His name was Carlos. We wish we could remember his last name. It was Carlos. Remember Carlos? Remember the first name? But he was super cool. But just how he spoke about indies and he spoke about his journey with developing his game, and I think that's the one thing that I love the most is like dev diaries and just like learning about the ideas.
Which was interesting too.
Yeah, and the fact that he just went from his musician world, switched it over to gaming like that, and so it went from starting small things like sounds and stuff like that to just going into a full-blown game, and then it was cool is that these developers were with the publishing company, right? They were with Rogue, and so it was really cool to kind of see them talk about it from even the publishing standpoint about what it means for them to help fund these indie games and how they help the relationship between the developer and the publisher is such an important piece, and it's cool I think for us to be able to kind of witness it and kind of see them, I don't know, it's just a cool process to see the two together talking about how they made this happen and how how important it is, right, to have a good publishing arm if you're an indie developer, and how you don't have to do it, but if you do it, how they can help you and how the two together bomb games.
Yeah, I think they also drew a really good comparison, like what Carlos was talking about is that like basically since he's a musician, he's worked with record labels. Record labels are basically like any developer, that's their relationship with a publisher. So like how an artist looks for a certain record label, an indie developer looks for a certain publisher, and it just seemed like they had a really good sense of camaraderie. Everybody on stage, it seemed really genuine. You could just see it. You just got that vibe that no one was trying to sell you something, and they were just very genuine about what they were talking about. And the 3 games that they showcased, it was Sea Frog. Sea Frog was the first game. Basically, it's this like Blue Frog. It's like kind of like a bit style, but like kind of not like polygon type
Like
deal.
a mix.
Yeah, it was really really cool, very unique. Basically, you're like on a boat and you're a frog, and you're on this like skateboard, and the movement is very fluid. And we unfortunately did not get a chance to play it. It's at the Pro Games
we
booth.
will.
I want to check it out tomorrow.
Yeah.
The game we did get to play though, that Jared was touching on before,
Sprawl.
I played it first. I sucked. Yeah, I sucked ass. It was bad. I felt so bad. Like I died like 2 times in a row, and it was funny because like on the panel they made an inside joke about how everybody that was playing the game was asking Carlos or like the other guys like at the booth like if they could reload, and I must have like zoned out during that joke. And I was playing the game like, damn dude, how do I reload? Basically, there is no reloading in the game, guys. There's no reloading, and how you get more ammo is melee attacking enemies, and I wasn't aware of that, so I was like, bro, what? I got no ammo left. What am I doing?
I think what's pretty interesting about that too is that they were tying that into like as being a developer, right? And how like you want to be able to have players who play your games and know what they're doing. And so like the prime example, it wasn't clicking that there wasn't a reload option. Bro. And so like that was something they were talking about where like as a developer you have to look back and think, see, there's an example of someone who didn't get that, and maybe they just, it's just for whatever reason they just didn't click it, they didn't get it, and so like
having that
it was a cool right for the feedback, and it was just a cool tie back to the fact that like when they make these games, it is important to keep in mind of like the people playing the game, like will they understand it, can they get it? So it was cool. Like the panel overall, again, it shed on the light of like how the publishing can help developers and whatnot, but it was just also just a really good talk about like just the development of games in general, right, and the agendas and stuff like that. So it was honestly like, aside from seeing all the games, I really personally, I think James said it too, is just I just like hearing a developer's talk because so important, such an important piece.
I think they handled this panel very well, just because if it was just an indie panel and Reggie was not there, I guarantee you a lot of people would not have viewed it on Twitch, and a majority of people would not have attended the event. But because Reggie was there, it drew people in, it drew us in. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, speak for you, but it definitely drew me in. Yeah, I was in there for Reggie. And then, like, the sales pitch worked. Like, I'm interested in the games. I never heard of Rogue Games before the panel, and I definitely want to check out more of their work. And then the last game there apparently won most anticipated game, most anticipated Xbox game at Gamescom, which is an indie game, which is crazy to think about. And what was it, something Paradox, or was that the developer's name?
I was thinking the Benedict. I think it's that one. It was a pretty long name. It was something about the Benedict Fox. Something Benedict Fox. We're gonna get the full name, and we're gonna make sure it gets like. We're gonna make sure it's on the link down below.
It looks fantastic.
We'll make sure we clip it, but it's really good. It's really cool, and we got to see a piece of it. We definitely want to play it. That's the next piece of this actually.
It's a Metroidvania type game, and it looks very, very cool.
It looks unique. I mean, that's something that Reggie Fils-Amie was saying, which I felt like it resonated with me a lot. And it is about like making your games fun, but what makes you stand out, what makes you unique, what makes you different from the competition.
Yeah, not just making an homage, like taking different elements from games and adding a new spin to it is what they were really trying to like.
So I like that a lot because I just felt like it's a really good strong message, and it makes a lot of sense. So,
and at the end of the panel, they had questions, and they had an interesting topic about, which is a very controversial topic.
You're gonna get into it, the blockchain, aka NFT. I don't even know that much about it. That's how bad it is. Like, I know, but maybe I just don't know enough. But it was an interesting question that I think we looked at each other and we were like, oh, that's an interesting one to answer because Reggie's there, right? You even have the publishers there. That's a pretty interesting one for them to even answer. Funny enough, I don't even think the publishers answered. I think it was just the developer. So that was a pretty interesting one. But Reggie gave, I think he gave what
he gave a middleman.
Yeah, what I expected for him to say, which is kind of like, it's in the middle, right? It can be good for a game, maybe, or it can be good, and it can also be bad. It depends on how it's used and how it's done with the game. But then I think we were kind of like not excited, but just like when Carlos came up, the developer for Sprawl and everything. We
put a picture of this guy on the screen so like the viewers can kind of like understand like the type of vibe this guy gives off. Basically, he answered the question by saying it's like bad juju, and like and that's I feel like how a lot of people feel about it 100%. Where like the guys that were in between, they were like, it could be good, but like it's not being done right currently.
Right now, that was like the main thing.
Yeah, that's what most people were saying. But then the two guys on the end, Carlos and the guy, one of the developers for the Benedict game, he was basically saying the same thing, that it's
in its current place, it's not.
Yeah,
they don't see it as like
it just seems greedy.
It
just seems greedy.
And so they find a better ways to implement it and for it to enhance the player's experience, right? I mean, that's got to be kind of the number one way of doing it. So, but yeah, we got a lot from that panel, as you can see. I think we went on for like almost 10 minutes on just that alone. But that was like, I think, the biggest panel we've done today. And we went to another panel. We also got to see Kat and Krista, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
For those of you that watched like the Nintendo Minutes from back in the day, they started a podcast, and their podcast is doing really cool. And they were giving their own like little stories of some of the people that they've interviewed with, and so it was a cool one. It was a nice one to kind of sit back and just kind of hear their stories and whatnot. It's always cool to hear people's stories in the industry and what they've done and whatnot.
Yeah, besides that, we met up with the Goodbyes Gaming guys. They had a fan meetup. Just went up there to say hello. And beyond that, we got to play a little bit.
I got to play Liza P. And I think I mentioned this in the last vlog, I think.
See that? So I sucked in Sprawl. That's the name of the game, right? I'm gonna get it. Sprawl. I sucked in Sprawl.
I see where you're going.
But Jared, unfortunately, wasn't as great at Liza P. And that's the game you wanted to play so badly.
Listen, I got a little excited. It's been a while since I played a Souls game. And so, I get a little... I've been playing Bayonetta. And so trying to just transition from Bayonetta to like, more of a Souls-like kind of game, it's not as easy, but yeah.
Let's just, you mentioned Bayonetta, so show the picture. Just show the picture.
We got a picture. Check this out. Feast your eyes on these. Look at your boys. The Bayonetta queen herself. Booyah. That's an exclusive.
She was real.
That's an exclusive because I don't know if this is going to go up on social media. Now we're trying, but this is might be your exclusive right here, which is pretty cool. We got to do that as well. But anyways, Liza P, just real quickly, I just want to give 2 cents on it because I did a video on it talking about it, and now I got to officially play it, and people need to definitely check out this game when it does release next year, especially if you have Game Pass. This is going to be a day one Game Pass game. Just think of Bloodborne, Pinocchio.
No.
That's the best way to kind of describe it.
What's the Pinocchio? I'm not getting the Pinocchio.
The character you play as Pinocchio, and then
really
characters like Jiminy Cricket and his father, who was like supposedly the main villain, is Geppetto. So
that's what's called Liza P.
There's a whole narrative twist on it. He doesn't watch our videos apparently, but yeah, bro, that is the big narrative twist on it. I didn't even know that. Anyways,
can I curse? I cursed. I apologize.
It's too late. That's gonna get blurred out.
That's crazy, dude. That's actually crazy. No, but it's literally Bloodborne. It's actually like if you love Bloodborne's like kind of like style and vibe, it's literally Bloodborne.
Literally. But it's cool.
I fought this boss. It's like this huge boss that needs 2 like wrecking ball hands, and I just had to whittle it down, and I killed it. Jared didn't record it, and I'm depressed, and we're probably gonna talk.
I mean, the gampay will be up. We have his gameplay of him fighting. He did whoop its butt. Like he did.
And it did smack me around. One thing I actually did really like was that your healing. You can actually get healing back as you attack enemies, which I think is a really nice kind of system that they have in place there. Because I ran out of heals, but then I kept. I was playing very passive, and I was coming in, and I was being very safe. And then I got another heal. I'm like, okay, let's go. I can be a little more aggressive now. Yeah. So I like that system.
And we didn't get a chance to play it too in depthly. So like there's so much more to that game. Like you can customize Pinocchio. You can customize his arm, change the weapons and stuff like that. We didn't get that far into it, but with the time that we did play, it's feeling like a really good game. I can't wait.
If you are into the Souls series at all. This is a Souls-like that feels like if you put From Software's name on it, I would not have known. Like it feels that good.
Great. It looks really good. So I'm excited for it. It's definitely a game. 2023 is going to be a day one cop. And we talked a little bit about Sprawl. I think we kind of did.
Yeah. So Sprawl, it's pretty much if you're into Doom, if you're into Super Hot, like it gave me those types of vibes. The movement is kind of like you could like move off walls. There's like bullet time and stuff like that. And of course the mechanic before where we talked about there's no reloading, so you have to melee attack enemies to get ammo back. But it's very fast paced. If you're into Doom and you like that type of first person experience, I think you'll really like Sprawl. And the soundtrack is really, really good. Unfortunately, the demo that we played, we really didn't get to see too much of the music, but the trailer really showcased how awesome like the music is. I mean that dude Carlos is a musician, so it kind of makes sense. But we
already expect fire music with that. No, I'm same page with him. I have to play a little bit more and understand a little bit more of the mechanics of the game and whatnot. You don't want to run out of ammo. It's one of those games where you want to use what I was telling him is they have like a bullet time kind of mechanic where it slows down. You can get clear shots off and whatnot. It's kind of what they want you to do.
Hey, dude.
So I was playing the correct way, and I think that's how they wanted to it. He was going in like, guns ablaze.
Bro. In my defense, the sensitivity was crazy. I was like, I wasn't aware of the reload mechanic. And listen, like, don't worry about it, bro.
Anyways. But yeah, we got to play those two, and we want to go back and play the rest of the road games. So there's going to be, we'll definitely talk more about them if we get a chance to play them. We're going to try to. But there's so many games we still want to play. We haven't yet to play Splatoon 3, which is the one that we keep saying.
Yes,
we're going to play it, but we have one more opportunity.
Monday we're playing
it's going to be played. And I definitely want to make sure we get a clip of it, or at least some of it up. I mean, some of you might have already even played it. So, but my big thing is I want you guys to see just the floor plan and how they have this really nice setup for it. It's beautiful looking. You'll see some stuff when we can post it up. That's, I think, one of the most ones that we're looking forward to. And I mean, we have a really cool panel tomorrow. That's, I mean, not as much of a panel as it is an early screening viewing of an upcoming anime TV show. I don't know if we can talk about it as much. Can we talk about that?
I'm not sure. I think afterwards we can, but not before.
We got some really cool stuff that we're gonna see for the next day, which is tomorrow, aka.
But yeah, that's pretty much PAX Day 2 for us. Yeah, we didn't really buy too much. We didn't get any free stuff besides the Bayonetta picture here.
Mm-hmm.
There was a Dragon Ball Breakers lanyard that I must get tomorrow, so we are getting that tomorrow.
Unfortunately. But yeah, I think that is it, man.
Yes, sir.
Cool. So if you guys enjoyed this video, again, if you're enjoying these vlog-like kind of style pictures and, well, yeah, and then the video itself, I need you to go ahead and like this video. Just show some love. And then again, of course, comment down below too, like if you heard anything here that you have questions about, or anything hey, you should go check this out because I saw that it's there at PAX, like let us know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching. Again, I'm Jared, aka Lethal1Up. This is James, aka Ironcane. We'll see you guys on day 3. See you guys.